Hey YouTube, Jason here, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be showing you the step-by-step workflow that I take to write article outlines for high-ranking articles for my clients. In my previous videos, I've shown how I find high-ranking topics and keywords to target. In this video, I'll be showing you how to write the outlines and what to include in those outlines. And in the next video, I'll be showing you how I actually write those articles that rank number 1, number 2, and on the first page of Google. So if you're a law firm and you're looking to get your expertise out there to get more business, certainly hit me up, or you can just watch this video and do it yourself. If you're an agency owner or you're a small business yourself and you like to do this regardless of if you're in a law niche or not, certainly this video will be helpful for you in understanding exactly what to think and what to do when you're writing articles and more specifically article topics and outlines that you want to cover in your article. So without further ado, I'm just going to jump to my screen and then we'll get started. Okay, so if you're coming from the other video where I find the high-ranking topics and search terms to write about, this list is very familiar to you. So the topic that I'll be writing an article about, in which I'll be in this video I'll be finding the outline for, will be topic number 2, which is what is a deductible gift recipient and its benefits. Brief explainer for anyone who's not in tune with law in Australia, which I imagine a lot of people aren't, is this topic is essentially covering a status that a charity can achieve in Australia, which allows them to receive donations from donors, where those donations are tax deductible for those donors. And so, a brief overview: the benefits for a charity that has become a deductible gift recipient or has achieved that status means that they can essentially receive more gifts and more donations for their purposes, charitable purposes. And then for the benefits of for the donors is that they could essentially pay less tax. So that's the gist of what this topic is. Let's now do some research and actually start writing. Start the steps of generating the content outline for this topic. So with that in mind, I know that this topic here, what is a deductible gift recipient and its benefits, is addressing the intention of a Google search user who wants to find out what is a deductible gift recipient and why does it matter? Why does it matter for them as a charity? Why does it matter for someone who's donating? So understanding that that's the intention of the searcher is super important. And when you have understood the intention, then you're able to craft the outline of the article to meet that intention, to meet those intentions, to answer the question that search user is asking for when they're searching for this type of article. When we understand that, then we could have a look at the top ranking results for these types of articles that are currently existing. So I've already done this. I already put into Google the search term of deductible gift recipient and benefits for organizations, and then I've essentially looked at all the articles. I go through each of them, I read them all, I skim them, and I see which article is the best so far, right? And the reason why when I say, so what I firstly do is I look at each of the top ranking articles on Google and see what are they covering, what are the topics that they're covering, and by doing that, I'm able to then see what topics I should cover in my content outline for the article, and what topics should I also include that other articles aren't including. So when I'm going through a lot of these top search results, because a lot of them are government websites, they're probably not that great in terms of SEO and actually answering a question, because the government website, they're ranking high because they're a government website, because they've got topical authority, not necessarily because that particular search result is a well-written article. So I skip a lot of those government websites, and the reason, for example, so this one I would skip because it's talking about eligibility of gift recipients, which is not relevant to the article that we're trying to write about. And then this one I would actually skip as well, also from the Australian government, because it's got like 3 sentences, so not very helpful, right? So we'll close out of that. I found a good few articles that are helpful, that have pretty good content. So this one is rather okay. This one's pretty good because even though it's very short, it's got a good overview of what is a deductible gift recipient. So essentially it says here that there are 2 types of organizations that can receive the deductible gift recipient endorsement status. And so it's either an entity that's endorsed as a whole or entity that's endorsed for the operation of a fund, authority, or institution. So that's a pretty good, that's a good starting point. And it also includes this more technical, legal type of explanation of what is a DGR. Answering the question. It is answering the question of what is a DGR, because a lot of DGRs must be this, or all the DGRs must be one of these 3 types of organizations. So this is a helpful article. Let's just bookmark that, and we'll put that to the side for now. I found another one. This one is rather good as well. This is actually quite a well-written article from a competitor law firm. So, a competitor law firm of one of my clients. Regardless, I'm going to have a look at it and see what they did well. So they it's talking about the different types of entities that can become a DGR, and then it's got some categories as well, which again we had a look at previously in the other article. So that's good as well. So we should certainly include this topic in our subtopic in our outline. And it's got requirements as well. So we don't have to look at what the requirements are, but certainly now that we understand that this article has requirements, perhaps we should include it as well. It's also talking about the purpose of a gift fund. So here is okay. I mean, we could put that in there for now. We'll have a look. You'll see further down the steps that even if we're not sure exactly that an existing subtopic from an existing article on this topic should be included in our article, we should still bookmark it and keep it in the back of our pocket. When may the DGR? Okay, so I was talking about that. Cool. This is a pretty good article in terms of answering the question that we're trying to address in our article, because it says, firstly, it explains quite clearly what is a deductible gift recipient, and then it also says why an organization, i.e. a charity, will want to become a deductible gift recipient. So we should certainly include this. And then here now it goes into sort of another sort of topic about how to become a DGR, so that's not relevant to our topic, but it's got that. So now that we have a little bit of information on why an organization would want to become a DGR and what is a DGR, then we'll also look into the benefits for donors. So the benefits of a charity becoming DGR for the donors of charities. So here is probably a bit more easier because let's just do it live now actually. Deductible gift recipients benefits for donors Australia. Okay, so this is all about tax reduction. So it's all about tax reduction for donors. So we just need to find a few existing articles that does a pretty good overview of this topic. My donations tax deductible. Yes. Okay. Cool. This is okay. Cool. So it's got a lot of subtopics. So we can certainly include that in our existing, or we can include that in the next step. You'll see why I'm bookmarking all of these different sort of rather okay articles. Let's have a look at this article here. So this includes some details about tax rules on claiming donations and gifts, which is essentially about donors being able to reduce the amount of tax that they provide by donating to DGR recipient or DGR charities. So this is a pretty good overview for our purposes. Then I go to ChatGPT 4. I open a new chat and I will put in this prompt here. I'll put this in the description below. Essentially, it's saying, "Hi, I am this. I am a law firm. I am whichever type of business that you are or your client's business, and I want to write an article about topic. In this case, I want to write an article about what." Write an article, a guide. I like to use the word guide because it gives ChatGPT a better understanding of the type of article that we want. Right, all the articles that we're writing are guides for site visitors or guides for people who are not educated in this topic. So guide is a good sort of tricky word for ChatGPT. I want to write a guide on what is a deductible gift recipient and their benefits for charities / organizations who become DGR, as well as benefits for donors who donate to them. Then I say, I have written a few draft articles on this topic and I want to look at it with fresh eyes and come up with a new article outline that answers the new article outline on this topic. So here what I'm doing is I'm prompting ChatGPT to accept or to look at these draft articles, which essentially will be copy-pasting sneakily, don't tell anyone. These draft articles are on this particular topic that we've already found online, and then assess it and come up with a new outline based on all the information that it has seen in the draft articles that we have provided ChatGPT. And then I would say the outline and content of the article must not include any details or facts outside of the 2 drafts that I will be sending you. Outside of the drafts that I'll be sending you, I want the outline of the article to include both the heading of each subtopic for this article, as well as a few dot points about what the preceding paragraphs for each heading will talk about. Again, I must emphasize that all the information, including the headings for each, including the subtopics in the outline, as well as the information uncovered in each subtopic, it must be drawn only from the drafts that I'll be sending you, nowhere else. I will send you each draft as a separate message, and I only want you to start writing the outline once I tell you to start. And one more prompt I want to put in here, just to direct ChatGPT in the right direction, is the intended audience of this article are people who want to know what is a DGR and why DGR, and if they're a charity, why they should become a DGR, and if they're a donor, why they should donate to a DGR. Something like that, right? Because that's the audience that we're targeting. Because when you think about it, the intention of someone trying to find out what is a DGR and what the benefits are really fall into 2 categories. One is a charity who want to become a DGR, and so they want to find out a bit more as to why they should become one. And the other audience is donors. So if our law firm's case, we are targeting the charities because we obviously want to help those charities become DGR approved and get that status and really do that work. Do that legal work to get them to do that. So that's where the clientele is coming from. But for the sake of completeness, we will also be covering why it's important for donors as well. Because when we talk about why it's important for donors, it also actually helps charities understand why they should become a DGR. Because they can then understand that becoming a DGR also helps their customers, their ideal clientele, being the donors. So I'll enter that into ChatGPT. And then I will now essentially just copy all the articles that I found, just straight up. Copy paste that into ChatGPT, put that in there. Now, please proceed with the outline. Okay, let's see what ChatGPT does. Fantastic. So that's a really long article. It's a really long outline, but I will be shortening this. And the next step is reviewing the outline. We don't just take ChatGPT's output and just use that. We obviously would want to trim it, see what's relevant, see what's not relevant, see what should be included in another article, perhaps. So here is the entire sort of outline. It is very long, so definitely need to trim it. So here's what I usually do. I look at it, the introduction, always good including introduction. It's standard for any article, for any good article, always include an introduction to really sort of help the reader understand that we understand them, that gives them an understanding of what this article will be about. And then we dive straight into what is a deductible gift recipient. Fantastic, we're answering the question straight away. Great. And now we're talking about the benefits. And then now we're talking about eligibility requirements, which is not really directly answering the questions. So we'll probably remove that. We'll probably include types of DGR categories and examples, because that does answer what is a deductible gift recipient. It includes, like, a deductible gift recipient includes categories and examples, which we can include in this subtopic. Applying for DGR status is a wholly separate topic about how to apply for it, so we wouldn't really include this in there. We'll probably include a link once we have finished writing this article to another article about how to apply for DGR status. So that's what we will do. So remove that topic. Obligations and considerations, we'll obviously remove that as well, because again, it's not directly answering the question. The impact of DGR status, that is good because it does talk about what DGR status means for donations, for charities. So we include that. And then proposed reforms, we don't really care. And then the conclusion as well. Call to action we'll remove. So here's what I'll do. I will say, I like it, except I want you to remove. I'll just start pasting in the different subtopics that we don't want to include. So not only are we removing it, not only are we telling ChatGPT to remove them, but we'll also then put in the prompt to ask it to sort of improve it a little bit. I want you to flesh out the remaining subtopics that in the outline. Okay, cool. Let's have a look. This is a better outline for sure. It's shorter, more straight to the point, and only includes information that directly answers the question. You can see here, got an intro, then talks directly about what is a DGR, fantastic. Then it talks about the benefits for charities and organizations, and the benefits for donors, and then the different types of categories, and then the impact on fundraising and donations. I'll probably move this outline. I'll probably reorder this outline a little bit. So I would put, I'll probably put types of DGR categories and examples right after what is a deductible gift recipient, because they're sort of both talking about the same topic about what is it, and then I'll put in benefits. I'll put in for charities and organizations, and I'll put in the impact. Actually, no, I'll keep it there. I'll put benefits, yeah, and then I'll keep it like this, and then that's it. So that's the outline. The next step, which I'll cover in the next video, so stay tuned, subscribe, is actually writing the article itself. So that's a more of a juicy video. We're going to be using ChatGPT. We're going to be using our brain. We're going to be using our prime research on Google. We'll be using Neuron Writer, maybe Strel. I don't know. Tell me which one you want to use. And yeah, essentially we'll be trying to write an article to rank on first page of Google for the target search term. So that is essentially it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If there's any questions, just let me know in the comments, or just reach out to me personally on Facebook if you know me, or anywhere else. I don't really know. But yeah, just yeah. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. And yeah, so that's it. Thanks. Bye.